here's another stock that is really moving big today, like in a very exaggerated fashion. We're talking about ARM Holdings. Those shares are up 26%, extending gains in the aftermath of last week's big earnings report. And by the way, the shares rose as much as 42% in today's session. And overall, the shares are up around 50% following those quarterly numbers last week. What strikes me here is, yes, the numbers were good. Yes, the forecast was good. But when I compare its forecast to the forecast from NVIDIA last spring that really reset the whole conversation on AI, the magnitude is not the same. ARM came out and said its revenue will be at least $850 million. The average analyst estimate was $778 million. When NVIDIA came out last spring and reset expectations, it was like billions. There was the gap between expectations and what NVIDIA said. That said, it seems like there is such a desire, maybe even a desperation on the part of investors to get in on the next big thing in AI, that they just seem to be pouring into ARM.
Yeah, remember we did talk though, we had that great chat with tech analyst Patrick Moorhead when we saw these moves, and he told us, like, I think his exact words were something, it doesn't get much better than this. Kind of anyway, he was talking about not just the report, but as he told us, the market was growing, market share gains, expanding the footprint in PCs. And yes, when I think you asked him, Julie, you asked him, is this a smart play for our viewers? If you're a long-term investor and you're looking for those smart AI plays to play that big long trend, Patrick Moore said yes, he would put ARM in that camp.
I wonder if we asked him that question again today after this continued move upward from a price perspective, from a valuation perspective, if his answer would be the same.
Yeah, it's interesting. His point was, listen, when we talk about AI, we live in this world now. You still need the GPU, which is NVIDIA.
Yes.
But his point was, you still you need the CPU, and that's ARM's world.
Right. Well, and speaking of the GPU, as we mentioned before, NVIDIA, which had been rallying today, now has turned lower. Yeah. But we've been watching its market cap climb. It's now near $1.8 trillion. And last time I checked, was still slightly larger than that of Amazon, which was the next largest company. It is remarkable, the move that we have seen. And it's not like Amazon's been a slouch, right? No. It's just that NVIDIA's gains have been so dramatic. You see there on that chart that its market cap has climbed
230% in the last 12 months, and still 90% of analysts say you should buy it. It's incredible.
Right. Well, we talked to Stacey Raskin recently. He said if you because the E of the PE keeps rising as well. Yeah.